On the western edge of Whiterun Hold, we can come across a small farming village. A prosperous place, soil sprouting all kinds of produce. But no place can ever be perfect. Welcome to Oddities, a show where we take a look at some of my favourite details, moments and minutiae in games. So grab yourself a tea or a coffee and sit back as we explore together. Today we're here in Rorikstead, one of the more iconic settlements in the game. In fact, it's one of the first we hear about from poor Lokia in the opening. Most seem surprised at its abundance, and approaching from the southern road we can see this firsthand. Cowflop Farm wraps around towards the hill to our right. This is the biggest farm we've seen in the series yet. Endless rows of wheat and some cabbages and potatoes. We can already see how this town gets its wealth. Sitting here at a crossroads between Whiterun, Solitude and Markarth, I'm sure they have all kinds of trade deals with the capitals. They have some chickens, but interestingly, no cow. For a place called Cowflop Farm, you'd expect them to have at least one. Maybe the flop refers to their distaste of cattle. I'm sure one would be keen to eat all of these wonderful crops. Still odd to name your farm for manure of an animal you don't raise. Ennis and Reldith work this farm, living here at the farmhouse. Inside we can see it's small but filled to the brim with foodstuffs and supplies. Cheeses and warm bread, vegetables packed onto this shelf, and 2 freshly baked pies waiting for the farmers upon the day's end. But it's not all this homely stuff that catches our eye, but this twinkling soul gem sitting on the bedside table for all to see. An odd thing for these simple farmers to have, for sure. Across the road is Lemmill's farm, a bitter man who works the land while caring for his 2 daughters. Caring is in quotation marks. It seems he lost his partner some time ago and has not taken it very well. Despite this grief and bitterness, his farm is also prospering. It's hard to say if his daughters help out with the field work, or if all of this is by Lemmill's hand. At the western side of the farm, we can see how these ridges of rock kind of cradle the town within, protecting it from the harsh winds that would bellow across the plain or in from the reach. Inside their home reveals another simple farming hovel. Lemmill's bed directly by the door as we enter. Perhaps he gets cold at night and prefers sleeping next to the fire, or harbours a protective nature of his space. His daughters' beds are here. It looks like one or both of them are learning how to play the lute and flute. Maybe we have some future bards on our hands. There's 2 sweet rolls as well, waiting as a treat to the girls. With his treatment of them, it's strange to imagine Lemill would go out of his way to source these for his daughters. Maybe he tries to better himself, slipping often. Or perhaps one of the more friendlier townsfolk delivered them. Across the way is the local tavern, Frostfruit Inn. In its yard we find some cows. 2 of them. Cowflop probably isn't a good name for an inn though. As always, the interior is much the same as other inns and taverns we've visited, but Moralki, the owner here, stands over this lovely carved wooden bench and stocks all kinds of things to buy. Beers, meads and wines from all across Tamriel. Game and poultry ready to be stewed, and I would hazard to guess all these great barrels are filled with ale. Moralki here has supplies for years. Above us, lining the walls, are 12 wreaths made from what look like snowberry bushes. Maybe this is the frostfruit the inn's name refers to. I wonder if Moralki here crafts his own brew, using the berries to add some flavour. His son, Eric, lives here too, who dreams of an adventurous life. Moralki is protective of his son, demanding he stay here in the village where it's safe. Weirdly, much like Lemill, it seems Moralki's partner perished some time ago as well. A strange coincidence, to be sure. The last building in town is Rooric's Manor, the leader or mayor of the town. All money in Rorikstead runs up to him, with him presumably owning all of the farms in the town outright. Despite saying he founded the town, in the song Ragnar the Red, an assumedly much older song than Rooric, the titular Ragnar is said to have travelled through Rorikstead. How could Rooric have founded a place that already existed? And strange that he coincidentally had its name. Either something strange is happening here, or the song was updated by the Bard's College to include modern geography. I don't think musical historians would do that though. The manor is chock full of stuff, just like the other houses, if not more so. Food and drink, an indoor bar fully stocked, piles of hay waiting to be run out to the cows by the inn, and all kinds of immaculate silverware. And of course, another soul gem. One sitting within a farmhouse was strange enough, but two? Rooric lives here with his old war buddy, Joanne. At first I thought they might be lovers, but they have separate beds. Maybe they hide it, or it indicates that they too don't have partners any longer. Joanne here actually knows a bit of magic. We can hear him offering to teach one of Lemkill's daughters a bit, in order to help her protect herself. And that's Rorikstead itself. A place that left me with more questions than any other we visited. Why do some of the townsfolk have soul gems in their houses? How did Rooric come to found a town that already existed, and one he shared a name with? And how come most of the male townsfolk have had their partners perish? Maybe something darker is going on here. Adding to the strangeness, to the north of town we can find Lund's hut, a pack of skeevers tottering around the front. There are more inside, along with the corpse of poor Lund. Was Lund one of the townsfolk, living a bit further out? With no word from him, it's a wonder the villagers didn't do a wellness check of some kind. Where did these skeevers come from, anyway? Lund's house is a mess, all of his stuff strewn about and scattered. With him being in his bed though, it doesn't look like he struggled. More so attacked in his sleep. Weirdly, the northern side of his house is blanketed in thick cobwebs, with mushrooms growing up from this dirt patch. Just how long has Lund been dead? And if so, who the hell lit the fire? There's a cairn outside with a single candle placed upon it. Maybe this is a gravesite for someone Lund lost. With him being alone, I wonder if he too lost his partner in some way. Strange. To the west of town, up the hill, we can find this dragon burial mound. Good thing they've been dead for eons. Can you imagine one attacking Rorikstead? This place gives us one of the best views of Whiterun Hold and its surrounds. A good place for a picnic. Further upwards, we can follow some smoke in the air to come across Serpent's Bluff Redoubt, a camp of the Forsworn. With this open fire, it doesn't seem like the Forsworn are hiding as they usually would, and I'm sure its light would be visible from down here in Rorikstead. Maybe the villagers have some kind of deal with the Forsworn. Within, we can find it's built into a Nordic ruin, and in the main hall it looks like they were getting up to a bit of sacrifice. The Hag Raven, their leader, watching over it all. We'll finish here today at this fallen tree, one of my favourite spots to sit and look out over Whiterun, watching people come and go from Rorikstead. Perhaps we should think twice before visiting this place. I'm not one to accuse anyone of wrongdoing, but maybe the fertility of their land took a sacrifice of something more than simple hard work. Thanks for watching. As always, let us know if there's any games, locations, or specific details you'd like us to take a look at. Check out the new Oddities video, which is going to be a series where we take a look at the more narrative aspects of games. Keep an eye out for more Oddities, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.